Rituals for Earthly Survival is part of We Shine Portsmouth, which is a very inclusive festival that aims to get people from the city into art spaces and arts experiences. So at the start of the project, we might have an inspiration, and in this case it was a series of short stories by Donna Haraway. We wanted to take those stories and find a way of adapting them to create the installation. Said to people, what's our metaphor? What metaphor we're going to use? And the video artist Kim Baluch came back and said it's obviously composting. I then started to think more about composting and looked into it and realised that there are 5 stages to composting. And that's part of the journey, to go to that space, to be in a space where you can be transformed in some way, has to be challenging. We staged a little performance with Yumino Seki, Rusty Sheriff, the sound designer, and Kim Baluch, the video artist, and we just improvised a Butoh performance. This is when we made our heap.
Camilla's story. I just read it, and then this is exactly what's Butoh. That's my kind of a first kind of a response to that story. Butoh can be quite extreme, like exploring your movement from inside out, rather than being given a choreograph, and then just shaping your body into that style.
The second engagement, which was our layering in of elements, organic, inorganic elements, was 2 days at Groundlings Theatre. So people from the city could come in and do video projection mapping. They could do sound design. They could do scenography, production design, props and sets, or they could actually have a go at doing Butoh dance with Yumino. And we had a really good engagement there. Lots and lots of people came in from the city.
I very much like an analog feel. I really like maximal colours. I'm inspired by real luscious visuals to convey stories. It's been a challenge for me, honestly, because I normally work alone. By working with the other artists, it was a good learning curve for me to get everyone together, just trying to get all the footage together, and then the challenge for me now is to put it into a cohesive piece.
Okay, then let's do that, please. You ram it. Here we go.
Either you or need to first people in.
My name is Sasha Biloshitsky. My role is assistant choreographer and also an associate as a creator. Learning different performance practices and different performance language is key in my development, not kind of putting myself in a box. Often when people say, are you a hip-hop dancer or are you a b-boy, it often puts you in a box. I was observing and shadowing how Yumino works. I was giving feedback to the performers as well.
Over here is the main rig for the sound for the score of the production, which is largely planned but half improvised for a sound to match what the movement artists are producing. The biggest core bit of kit is Dave.
And I am Rusty's collaborator on the audio soundtrack side of things. My initial response was actually a visual one. Rusty and I tend to work more intuitively and spontaneously. We've done a few of Roy's Thousand Plateaus projects. This is a lot more chill and a lot more ambient. Some of the other things we've done, a lot louder, a lot more rocky, a lot more kind of punky.
It's a very different aesthetic with a new brief featuring kind of this animalistic world, this hybrid notion of humans and animals together. Symbiosis, I think they call it. The nature of Treadgold's and that venue, it brings another element. There's, again, to use the phrase darker, there's a darker element to that place, steeped in history.
We've experimented with ways of we bring in people and bring in artists to collaborate and allow them to build a story together which is meaningful to them and meaningful to the artist.
Essentially out here is we're giving people an opportunity to plant for the future. So we've got lots of people that are basically planting peas to take home so they can grow them over the winter. And also we've got wildflowers that people can take home so that they can basically bring a little bit of nature back home.
One of the things that's been a real development for us is this idea of legacy. And that came about because of the building we're in. We realised very quickly that the building was attached to a community garden. And that was a really interesting moment for us because it said, well, once people come out of this experience where we've been trying to get them to engage with the environmental crisis, we can bring them into the garden and we can engage in planting and we can get them to think about volunteering as tree wardens, as community gardeners, and to really kind of build that sense of radical hope that there is possibilities for change.
Welcome. Come, we've been expecting you. You are about to enter the forest of the children of the Compost. And from there, step into the garden of the light. You must open your mind to the forest.
Let us guide you. Let them guide you.
Yes. Beyond this gateway, everything shifts.
I think it's superb, second to none. I think it's absolutely brilliant. It should be up in London as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely loved what we've seen this evening. Loved the music and loved the dance.
Very thought-provoking, very artistic. The music was very ominous.
Loved the venue as well. Thought that worked really well. Had that real rustic feel to it.
It's absolutely great. I think it's spot on.
I don't usually attend kind of abstract art events, but I thoroughly enjoyed myself.
Well done to everybody. A really beautiful experience.